be telling you about events that you need to add to your calendar. First, we were telling you to go to Bridgerton, and now we are taking you into Sankofa Style with the Emancipation Support Committee joining us on the Now Morning Show to tell me more about this upcoming event. So, no stranger to this set is Mr. Richard Young, the creative director behind this, and of course Zakiya Wadada is joining me as well, because we need to know where we going and how we looking when we go in there. Good morning and welcome to the Now Morning Show.
Thanks for having us.
So first off, what is Sankofa Style?
Okay, so the Emancipation Support Committee, as part of its annual Pan-African Festival, TT, commemorating emancipation, we normally have a fashion show. Fashion has always been part, as we try to get our people to love ourselves and our clothes and appreciate our beauty. And in 2022, we partnered with Richard Young, my dear friend for many years, and we rebranded the fashion show. It was Ewa Afrika for a few years, and in 2022 we rebranded to Ewa Afrika, which also means African beauty. But this year it has been, so last year was Ewa Afrika, the Nubian Renaissance, and this, I know that sounds very who? You know who that sounds like. And now we are doing Ewa Afrika Sankofa Style. It is being held the penultimate year for the decade for people of African descent. So we thought that we would also take note of that commemoration as part of the presentation. And you know, Sankofa means looking to your past so that you can chart the way forward, you know. So even with respect to fashion, you know, we want to see how are we moving forward, and what are we going to present to our people with respect to African fashion, which has become, as you know, very popular even globally. You know, Africa is the new frontier for everything: music, fashion. It is, you know, it is really taking its place, and therefore we just want to be part of that. Yes.
So, Richard, how does that translate into visually for the show then?
Well, as we said, as Zakiya said, we called it Nubian Renaissance, last year, which was the kind of rebirth of a new direction and a kind of post-COVID, being probably more post-COVID now. But every year I have to give a new dispensation to how we go forward. And I just felt very viscerally that we need to be looking at our past for our identity claiming to move forward. So the part of the thing is to claim space and to make our presence felt and to be aware of our cultural past and our heritage and our festival tradition and so. So with that, I've curated a lineup of designers that are making sense. And on screen now is when we launched the day before Spiritual Baptist Day. We had this, what you call a flash mobbing in near the Queen's Hall.
Thoroughly enjoyed it.
And so it made sense to claiming space. It is about being aware of your identity and no longer being apologetic. We have a tendency to speak of our Afro cultures and our African heritage almost apologetically, and I want to change that, as well as I want to elevate the way it's branded, because sometimes people see it in a clutter mart, you know, with items on a table and it's all stuck underneath. So all of that I'm pushing in the thing, and we did a wonderful job last year with Nubian Renaissance, and because of that, this year I want to up the ante a little more, redirecting how we use the Garden Theatre at Queen's Hall, in addition to changing the artist, because I believe part of the style identity is using the performing arts. So we had dancers last time. We had Dion Batiste, and we had Vaughnette, and you know, we had some LaShawn Prescott, and we had a guy from Tobago, very important. I love his work, Xavier Edwards. So they're all part of the identity crafting, and the show is told in a storytelling way. I believe that's what we are. We are famous storytellers, and the anecdotal approach to how we say who we are, I love. So we craft that. We had Conrad Paris as the host, and Abio Jackson doing it, and they did a marvelous job. And this year we're going to recreate something a little more interesting, and we have a better response even from the designing community wanting to be part of the show. Yesterday we had a scintillating meeting with them virtually, and everybody was on asking questions and wanted to be part of the collective momentum and movement of it. So,
right. Well, as you're mentioning designers, I definitely have to mention that there is going to be, apart from actual garb that we would wear, accessories like this fantastic bag that I understand is the door prize for attending.
Yes, but it is the door prize only if you are eligible to win this amazing conversation piece, as described by my friend. But you must purchase your ticket by the 14th of
so
May.
early bird tickets are what
So only tickets that the numbers for tickets that were purchased by the 14th of May would be going to the box to choose this particular door prize, which is a production of the leathercraft by Keiko Arts. Brother Carly, an amazing craftsman and artisan, and he has kindly presented this exquisite bag, total all leather inside and out. Yes, you know, the little line with no fabric or anything. In the lining inside is also leather, so it is total leather. Pockets,
and I don't know that the camera will do it justice, just because with leather, in terms of textures and colors, you really need to be up close and personal.
And the detail in his designs are actually amazing. You know, every part of the bag, as he says, tells a story. He will have been here to give us the story and the inspiration for the bag. You know, so his use of colors, the detail, and even on the inside.
Right.
You know,
continuing, of course, that plan to elevate to how we think about our garb and dress.
This is what you call bespoke craftsmanship, and it's all cow leather. And he says it's an ancestral transfer because in the storytelling while he is doing it, he is impacting on us therapy, as he says, through his craft. And I think he's an amazing person. I think he had an architect. He was an architect formerly, and he's transferred it into this exquisite craftsmanship.
Now that in itself is excitement behind getting into this show. But if people needed to get those tickets, if people wanted to come on down to the Queen's Hall on the 28th of May.
Okay, so we do have tickets on sale online on the Queen's Hall's website. Right. But you can also get your tickets at the Emancipation Support Committee at Emancipation House at Bergerac Road in Maraval. Our numbers are 628-5008. And so just give us a call and order your tickets and try your best to get them before the 14th. And you can also get them at Queen's Hall. Yes.
So that's our Mother's Day kind of tribute. It's not accidental
that it is the 14th.
The 14th is our Mother's Day special, as it were.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
so. And in that case, I know
my mother would be happy to get this bag, but Mommy, I can't really promise anything since it is a door prize and you need to be in the early bird tickets to make sure that you have a chance to put your hands on this.
So all you have to do is buy an early ticket for Mama. The tickets are $350 for special reserve seating and $300. And at the show, I mean, I know when you get there, we have a pavilion with our artisans where you can shop and browse. We have a cocktail hour from 4 to 5. You know, and a buyer's gallery following the event so that you can
actually
meet with the designers. Yes.
That's an important part of fashion culture altogether. That again elevates the positioning of our garb in our mind, because getting things off runway is a massive deal. So in terms of speaking of the runway, the arts or the artists, I like to say, that we're going to see in terms of designers, any names that you want to drop from
I could just call a few, and I don't want to sound so preferential. My brother, Robert Young, the cloth, because he's actually now at the he's in Washington at the Smithsonian, where he is being featured. And he just came back from Portugal Fashion Week, which is a huge deal that I think we have taken for granted, because there were tens of people applying to be there, and he was selected in the top 5 and the only Caribbean designer. And he opened Portugal Fashion Week, which is great for African expression, because that's what he went for. And there is like Zaden Eastman, and there is Stacey Weeks Benjamin of Diane Carlton, and there's Lisa Fee Fabrics, and there's Sean Griffith, and there's Sheldon Warner, and there's Dominic LaRoche, and there are tons of designers, and there are hats and Nabalachi. And so
Nabala.
it's a wonderful mixture of interpretations of our Afro-Caribbean style. And I think that's what we're presenting to the world as an alternative, very proudly. Because you know how I believe in the Caribbean aesthetic, and it's impacted by our Afro-Caribbean style.
Absolutely.
And so this is the ultimate event of the region. In fact, we have 2 Ghanaian designers who are going to be showing, as well as 2 Caribbean designers, one coming in from Antigua and one from Guyana. So we are all really celebrating our Caribbeanness in our style crafting.
Diaspora.
Yes,
It's the type of event that you definitely want to put on your calendar, and you can do so by getting your tickets at the box office, giving them a call, heading down to Queen's Hall, but making sure that you put it on your calendars. So get ready on Sunday, the 28th of May, to head to Queen's Hall Garden Theatre for Sankofa Style, the EWA Africa Part 2, where we are going to be presenting ourselves to the world.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes,
Always a pleasure to have you on set with us, Richard, as well as you, Zakiya. But you will see me buying that ticket, because we definitely need to be in the running for this bag and other pieces that will be there.
Yes, because we also have Ewa Afrika boxes. So in addition to the bag, because by the 14th, somebody's number would already be in for the bag.
Right.
But at the show, we have what we're going to call Ewa boxes, with a nice collection of craft and jewelry and little things that would make a beautiful.
We get talk.
Yes, lots of things.
And for you all who want to find out more.
Yes.
More events to put on your calendar, more about these specific events and things that you may not have known. You just need to stick around. It's in our morning show, your Friday edition, and we'll be back after these messages.
I man decide to put on his boots and march to defend his roots.
Sankofa Style early bird tickets today and become eligible to win an exquisite bespoke handcrafted cow leather conversation piece by Keto African Arts, a fashion extravaganza directed by Richard Young at Queen's Hall, May 28. It's all part of Ewa Afrika Sankofa Style. Get your Sankofa Style early bird tickets before Mother's Day and be part of the African Beau Monde with an exclusive chance to win a one-of-a-kind original leather masterpiece by Keto African Arts. Let's make style. Sankofa Style. Ewa Afrika, a production of the Emancipation Support Committee of Trinidad and Tobago.